Fundraising group 100 Men Lloydminster has raised close to $60,000 for local charities since they began 2 years ago. Meeting every 3 months with checks in hand, members vote on who receives that night's donations. This week, members donated $5,000 to the Lloydminster Handy Van Society. 100 Men co-founder Rob Anderson says the society provides a crucial service for those who need help with mobility.
And they're looking to expand that service for taking kids to school or people to appointments. They even go to Edmonton and Saskatoon for medical appointments with people.
Currently at close to 80 members, Anderson says they hope to have more than 100 members at a single meeting.
Ultimately, our goal is to hit 10,000, because I think the first night that we can say we have a $10,000 donation for somebody, I mean, that's going to be just a powerful, powerful event. So, we're always looking for more members to come on board.
Both men and women from all parts of the community are encouraged to join. There are no membership fees and 100% of proceeds are donated. If you need to clean out your closet and are looking for ways to get rid of your unwanted clothes, the Native Friendship Centre is making a push for donations for their clothing drive. The centre collects year-round, but there's a greater need in the winter, and although they had community support of handmade scarves and mitts, they're looking for more adult-sized items.
There's people come in all winter looking for warm clothing. We were fortunate this year. We got a grant from Sask Energy under their Share the Warmth program.
The $1,000 grant went towards purchasing winter gear at the Northern Factory Workwear, but as people continue to use this service, items go out faster than they come in.
I think it's a good way for people to recycle and make sure that, things that they may not need are going to people who do need them.
Household items or hygiene products are also welcome. You can drop off donations at the centre between 9 and 5 Monday through Friday. Well, for those on a mission to get those six-pack abs, there's a chance you might not be training the right way. In this week's Healthy Living, Josh Ryan explains what it takes to achieve that solid core.
Powering through sit-up after sit-up to get rippling abs is a familiar image associated with exercise, but the training required for good core strength is actually far different.
People have this misconception of doing so many crunches, like doing 100 crunches a day is not going to get you that strong core, right? So again, it's all about variety.
That variety is meant to strengthen multiple areas of the body, as core strength is required for any sort of exercise.
Killer abs goes alongside with core, which is a huge part of your body, which is huge in your everyday exercises that you're doing, whether you're squatting down to grab something in your house or whether you're lifting something.
A good example is through exercises with heavier weight, like squatting and deadlifts, which require utilizing core strength to perform the technique properly.
And what your body's going to do is your body's going to try and push that heavy weight, and in order to do that, they're going to have to stabilize those core muscles to be able to do those lifts.
Among the many basic exercises to substitute for sit-ups is farmer's carry, which is usually performed with kettlebells.
You think about sending your shoulders back, sending your chest out, keeping that core engaged, and you're basically focused on holding those weights as you walk down and back, whatever distance you choose.
A traditional exercise is your basic plank and its many variations.
You're stabilizing that core, but you're also working your lower body and your upper body, your obliques, so you're focusing on your shoulders, your back as well.
The oblique muscles in particular are something often forgotten by just focusing on abs, but they are important for athletes to handle stressful movements.
You think about if you're bending or you're stretching overhead or you're reaching down to grab something, that's all focusing on those oblique muscles on the sides.
And in doing exercises specific to core muscles, Pellerin recommends doing them at the end of the workout after those with heavier weight or difficulty.
You still have that core that's still able to work through that, and then you kind of almost burn it out at the end of your workout.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, here at home, Mayor Gerald Aalbers is back in the border city tonight, fresh off a trip to the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association's Mayor's Caucus. It was the mayor's first visit to AUMA since being elected, giving elected officials the opportunity to speak with 4 members of the provincial cabinet.
Some issues, including the carbon levy, marijuana, the legalization issue that's coming with that, and certainly broadband internet for people.
With Alberta's provincial budget coming on March 16th and the federal budget to be tabled on the 22nd, infrastructure funding also became a key topic at the two-day conference. The City of Lloydminster is currently relying heavily on an application for funding for the $80 million wastewater treatment plant.
Funding is always contingent to a budget. There's no question. There'd be no less expectations. So we'll see what message is conveyed on budget day to start with. That won't be the commitment to anything I don't expect, but I can tell you that we'll continuously be working at this file because it's a project that we have to tackle.
The Alberta Urban Municipalities Association represents more than 85% of Albertans living in cities, towns, and villages. Alberta homebuilders may face some new rules this year. The government is considering new licensing regulations for residential projects. Adam McVicker explains.
Brian Spooner and his company have been building homes in Lloydminster for 17 years.
It's been pretty strong for the most part. There's been a couple of downturns.
Spooner says there's around 30 qualified home builders in the Lloydminster area, double that during the boom time. But when times are tough, things can be complicated for companies like Spooner's, since there are no qualification standards to be a home builder in Alberta.
Do what you can, pick up the odd job, hope you got a big enough bank account to get you through. And everybody else, the fly-by-nighters, let's call them, people who just become home builders, they go back to their full-time job and don't worry about it until things pick up again.
Now, the Alberta government is considering a new standard for home builders in the province.
That's the biggest purchase that people will probably make in their life, and we want to make sure that they have confidence in the builders and that they know that they've built before, that they're not a fly-by-night, a shell company that'll come in, build their house and then be gone, and then they're left hanging if something happens.
A new survey is gauging consumer and industry input on the need to regulate, including construction safety, quality, timeliness, and home warranty protection. New regulations have been called on by the industry for some time, a move supported by Spooner.
I think it's a good thing to do. If you're not qualified to do the job, you shouldn't be doing it.
A trial run of a licensing program has been ongoing in Fort McMurray since June as the city rebuilds after last year's devastating wildfire.
You have people that are going to come in and try to prey on these people that are quite vulnerable, which is despicable, to be honest. And we want to make sure that these people are protected and that they know that they can trust the builders and they know that they're getting qualified, competent people that are coming in to build their houses.
The pilot required home builders to join a registry declaring qualifications and business history.
And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what the Alberta government's going to propose.
The survey is open until March 14th. Adam McVicker, Newcap News.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome Lance Phillips to the desk.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
It is fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, we're talking about some pretty exciting stuff here.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
March 14th, 7 p.m. That's all you need to know right now. You'll see a revamp to The Gloves Are Off. And now, Lance, this is the format hasn't changed in years.
No, at least since 2010, from what I've seen, it hasn't changed. It's been the same kind of red backdrop as people have seen. It's a bit dated. We've made some changes. We're really excited about it. We made some kind of promos that are starting to hit CITL now. We got an example we put together right now.
Hey folks, I'm Josh Ryan, joined by Lance Phillips here.
I could introduce myself.
Yeah, but I wanted to do it this time. We aren't showing you the full two-shot because we have a brand new set to debut and we want to not spoil the surprise.
People can see it a little bit in the background there. See some jerseys and stuff, but I'm a big fan of hockey. How about you?
Well, I'm definitely a big fan of hockey, though usually not when it's near my nose like this. But we're going to...
Yeah, so that's just kind of a preview of just kind of the antics we're doing. We didn't want to show the whole set. We don't want to give it away. It's March 14th is a big day.
Well, Lance, talk to me about the format of the show, the amount of segments you have, what kind of content you're going to be putting in.
We've got 5 segments. Our first segment is our big thing. You see some of the viz of some little things we have on set there. Our first segment is a big one. It's 24 minutes, at least 24 minutes long, and it's just Josh and I bantering about local sports topics. We'll probably mix in the odd kind of national topic, but mainly local. We have a tweeting section where we're going to be talking about tweets from the community. We have another one where we're going to be ranking different things, so like holding up judging cards, ranking different plays that we've seen. campaign, talking about that. And the biggest thing we have is a guest segment. That's something we're really excited about. We're going to be bringing in local people from the community to talk about what they're into, which is awesome.
Local guests and local,
Yes.
that is a very big focal point of the show. And while your first guest may not be local, pretty exciting first guest.
Yeah, our first guest is going to be Darcy Tucker. So we're really excited about that, to say the least. I think it's a great way for us to kick off the show. We're going to follow that up with some great local people that we're going to talk about what they're involved with as it pertains to sport. And that, to me, is critically important in this area, is talking about local sports. It's huge.
Absolutely, and interaction.
Yeah.
Huge focus of the new format. Tell us how people can interact with you and Josh.
Well, first of all, people can get to us. We put up a new Twitter page, just came up today. You can reach it at Gloves TV, so that's cool. You can reach us there. You can also reach out on our Facebook page. It's Facebook, The Gloves Newcap. Twitter is going to be the main thing, because one of our segments is, of course, tweets. So we're going to be wanting people to tweet into us about things that maybe they're talking about out in the community, so that we can in turn talk about it. And that's one of the biggest angles we're taking with
I can't wait.
No, me either.
I mean, so exciting.
We're so excited. Josh and I are just over the moon about it. The set looks awesome. The show's going to be really great, and we're it's an hour long, which is even better.
Format, yeah.
It's an hour.
Double
so
the trouble.
Unfortunately, people get to look at our mugs for an hour, but still, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of hockey sticks in the face, a lot of good chatter.
No, Josh told me I had to put those away, so I
right.
can't use those.
It's going to be fun. Hour long, March 14th, 7 p.m.
7
Tune
p.m.
in. It's going to be unreal.